Hello, 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 hello. Thanks, TJC, for saying, Pete, you need to click the go live button. So I did. Hi, welcome to Art with. Chris is with me. He's, I was going to say tonight. It's the morning here in New Zealand. New Zealand. Um, he's there in the. Where are you? Probably up
North UK.
North UK. So it's what, 10? 10
It's
p.m.?
25 to 11.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, yeah, so, and I'm still waking up, um, as per usual, after just only 3 hours sleep, but you don't have to hear about that. I can talk about my ablutions, but I don't want to talk about that either.
Yeah, please don't. Please, that's
um,
taking it a bit far.
yeah. I do want to thank this fella here, Chris, for subbing to the P.G.M show. Thanks, Chris. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Um,
well, considering I've been on it almost twice, well, twice now, and I still wasn't subbed. That was a bit bad form, that.
that's all right. It's fine. I've got to admit, I do check my subscribers, but I'm not. I'm not fast, really. I'm just fast in getting things out. I've only got two movie reviews that I got out, which was nearly a month apart, Chris. So I haven't got too many things on my channel at the moment. So it's all streamyard programs, you know. But yeah, I'm like some of these communities who don't necessarily, you know, check their subscriber rate. It's all about, the content and having fun with friends, on shows.
You
If
see,
that makes sense.
so the whole thing has never bothered me in the slightest. Years ago during lockdown, Tez was like, make a channel. And I was like, nah, don't think the world's ready for that. And then, and then I never bothered. And I've been on a few things, but it's just not. Although I like to think I'm creative, I'm
Yeah,
not. I don't have that burning desire to put something out like Luke Reynolds, for example, who puts a video out every Sunday morning without fail. I
yeah.
couldn't be asked. And not only that, I'd run out of things to talk about. So you'd have
Mm.
you just have me sat there talking about my ablutions. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not for everybody, eh? It's, I mean, I don't think Adam Berry's got one, so he's on Instagram, isn't he? So, for
Yeah, I
example,
think but he's like he turn up to the opening of a YouTube envelope at the moment. Every time I
yeah,
every time I go on a live stream, he's there. I'm surprised he's not here now. I hope he's
yeah.
watching so he can see me taking the piss.
Well, I hope he is, because he did pretty crap in Stu's quiz tonight. Sounds like.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so he got a bad cat. He got two bad categories anyway. So um, I don't think he was too pleased about that. I think he got what did he get? He got superheroes, which he didn't know nothing about, and Disney. So
Right.
um, and he was sorry, Adam. I'm talking probably about you, but the thing is that he was so confident he was going to win the whole entire entire quiz that you know plummeted down to the you know you know
Oh, I've just seen Jono's here. You alright, Jono?
Jonathan, mate. Uh, Adam's having a bad night. Yes, so I don't think he did his hair and probably put cologne on. That's probably why he didn't have a good night.
Yeah, he's
Um,
obsessed with his smell, isn't he?
mhm. So what are you drawing tonight? Uh, over there.
Um, I'm gonna be honest. I'm just going where it takes me.
Yeah, okay, cool, awesome. I thought I might just give it another a bash with um, what's the character's name?
Mr. Freeze.
It's the freeze. This one, but I'll do it in pencil. So at the moment, I don't think you can see that. It's probably because I've got a light outline drawing. the face. But I took G-Force's advice and did the old cross lines across the face with the eyes and the mouth and two down
Yeah.
horizontally for the nose and stuff like that. So I'll see how it goes. So it's not a half face, everybody. So um,
Well, do you know what? I've just realised I'm not happy with that, so I'm gonna turn over and start again, as I'm prone to do.
that's joining, right? I mean,
Oh,
look at
that's
the
it. You just do what the mood takes you.
look at the first
Right.
charcoal.
You what?
The first drawing I did with the charcoal, Chris. Hmm?
Yeah, that was it. That was an ambitious choice for your first goal.
No. Uh, I was telling everybody fibs that my medium was charcoal and it turned out to be crap. But it's um,
No, just need some practice. Just need some practice. I'm looking round for inspiration, and
yeah.
all I've got on the walls is Batman figures at the moment. So I did Batman last time.
Um, yeah. What do you think about the Todd McFarlane stuff that's coming out with Batman films?
Well, I've actually just been reading a post by a company over here called Star Action Figures. That's
Yeah.
why I was a little late coming on. Um, and they were saying about how the distribution is absolute bobbins. Um, Getting it from the States, they're not giving them information, they're not even giving them images of the figures to sell.
Yeah.
Um, they started off as um, an exclusive stockist of the 66 line,
Right.
um, to kind of sweeten the pot, so to speak. Um, and McFarlane have just let them down every
Mm.
single step of the way. Uh, but do you know what? If it's going to be difficult to get all the stuff, I'm just not even going to bother.
Yeah. I
I'm,
mean,
I'm
distribute.
through. I'm through panicking about stuff.
Yeah, distribution is a pain in the ass
Yeah, I
everywhere,
can
really.
imagine, and I can imagine for you it's even worse.
Mm. Uh, with everything, really, to be quite honest with you, with Star Wars to McFarlane to Marvel Legends, it's kind of hit and miss. Uh, so I mean, they haven't thought about it really. No sight tonight. TJC says no. Hopefully he'll pop up. Turn up. Um, but yeah, it is worse here because we're on the arse end of the world.
Yeah,
um,
yeah, just a bit. Do you know
uh,
what? The artistic gods are not shining on me tonight.
it's probably
Can't
that
seem to
news
get.
that's McFarlane now. So, um, yeah.
Hmm.
I do see they've got the Batman Forever figures out.
Yeah,
Right.
them
Well,
that wave looks awesome. It does look
yeah,
good.
it does actually. Uh, the
But again, if you can't get hold of it, I'm not messing about. I mean, I managed to get the Batman and Robin wave.
Yeah.
Um, I managed to get the Flash Batman, Batman's, because I got the Batfleck one as well, and I managed to pick up a
Oh
Dark
yeah.
Knight Batman from eBay, but I didn't bother with the rest of that wave. Considering they were everywhere to begin with, it's just difficult to get hold of the ones you actually want.
I wouldn't mind getting the Jim Carrey. You
Yeah,
know,
ideally I want the full wave,
yeah, yeah.
but it just doesn't look like it's going to happen. If retailers are starting to say, right, we're not doing it.
They should really, don't shouldn't they? I think they should just rethink it and just you know, go back to the table and say, look, and we've got to do something about this. But I don't think they will. So, um, which is a shame. Um, some of these companies and their decision making are
It's not the best.
not the best. It's based on either money or greed or incompetence. So, that's sorry, I'm putting it lightly.
Yeah,
Not. Um, Todd needs to hurry up and get the crappy Batman movies out of the way so he can do the Batman Returns wave. Jonathan Redmond says.
yeah. Me and John will talk about that quite a bit. Um, I'd go all in on a Batman Returns wave, but again,
Yes. Yeah.
distribution's crap.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Because you're gonna have to rely on friends to get it for you, right? So in America, if it's
Um,
gonna be in America, so
the thing is, I've spent the last 4 years mocking America to the point where I don't think anybody'd do it.
fair enough.
I was at it. I was at it again the other day when the news about Trump getting 34 guilty verdicts came through as well.
Oh yes. Yeah. Yeah. I don't say my piece. I got pleasantly shot down by Rob's retro. Nice guy, Rob's retro, because I talked about what's happening with politics once in his country, and he kind of said to me that Pete, you don't know a thing, and really he was right because I don't know a thing.
Oh,
So
but you're allowed an opinion.
yeah, so I know Rob. I know Rob. Sorry, he was quite nice about it. So um, uh, and I don't want to get offside with him because he's a cop and he might come over here and arrest me.
Yeah,
Um,
out of his jurisdiction, mate.
yeah. Um, but I got to say, I'm a bit of a Democrat. If it can't, it come. I'm on Biden's side. That's between you and me and the gatepost and everybody here at the chat. So, um,
No, I keep my nose firmly out of it. To be honest, I
yeah,
just like
same.
winding the Americans up.
That's all right. That's fine. Mr. Freeze's eyes. That's fine. Not be too far away.
Hi, Cat. You all right? Cat's joined the chat.
How are you, Cat? Good going on the quiz tonight. You bit Adam, so that's fine. Yeah.
Oh, I am having a shocker. Can't seem to get anything going. Right, let's have a look through my pad, see if I've got anything that's gonna spur me interest. That's a colour swatch. No, that's a
Did you have
Batman
fun in
quote.
Greece?
You what, bud?
Oh, did you have fun in Greece? You went to Greece, didn't you?
Yeah, it was lovely. Yeah,
Yeah.
just got drunk every day.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, those beaches must be phenomenal over there, right?
You what?
So,
Sorry.
those beaches must be phenomenal over there, right? So,
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely place, but like I say, just found the nearest bar and had a few beers,
yeah.
and then a few more, and then a few more.
Where are you, Sai? Where are you? Where are you? Where have you been hiding? Where are you hiding? I did that. Misplaced my rubber. I'll do it. Everybody's just saying hi. Thanks for coming, guys, in the chat. This is part 2, by the way, so, so this is good. We don't do this very often, but it's a flexible stream. We're all kind of busy with our own lives, right? So
Yeah, and the time difference. Don't forget that.
yeah. Okay.
I always think this is like the least interesting bit because as soon as we both start concentrating, we both stop talking.
Yeah. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to, if anybody's interested, you don't have to. I'm going to just chuck in the link if you want to come on and say g'day. So the link is in chat. If anybody wants to pop on, you're most welcome to. And if you're Jason Statham, who popped up on Tim Hayes's chat a while back, you're most welcome.
Yeah, I don't think it was actually him.
No. and if and if you're a guy who's wanking in his car, no, just we'll make fun of you, but no. So yeah. I remember that too, actually, when the guy was in his car having his good old time.
Enjoying himself, yeah.
Enjoying himself.
See how you're getting on there.
Huh?
You know, you said you're doing it in pencil. How big's your pencil?
That big.
All right. It looked like you were using the tiniest little nub of a pencil.
Yeah, I know. I'm a bit of a. that's why I'm a bit of a light drawer at first, and it comes into dark. So, and then I have a habit of actually going down to the nub of my pencils.
Yeah, you've got to get your money's worth out of them.
Huh?
Got to get your money's worth out of them.
Yeah. And if I do draw, it's just erratic. You've seen you've seen the Joker I did, right? So which is
Yeah.
um, taking
Thought
a
you were going to
breather.
be finishing that off today, actually.
Oh, I just wanted something new, right? So um, just to test me a little bit and the skill I do have because I usually do half faces.
Right.
I'll take another crack at Mr. Freeze, but I'll do it in a way that uh, like a simplistic way. So I mean you can't see it, but down here I've got shoulders and a neck, but it looks abstract. So um, uh, but yeah, and I've outlined in one or two parts of the Mr. Freeze dome. You can't see it really, so it'll get darker, and you'll be able to see it. So um, I don't, I don't do small paper, like you guys do. Like A4s. I have to go big. I don't know why. I just have to go big.
Well,
Um,
I like
yeah,
using A4, and Si likes using A3.
okay. Yeah, and I like using big pieces of parchment toilet paper. Almost. Um,
So, how long have you been slinging pencils then?
I studied at Wellington Polytech, and art was on an art degree until uh, I was actually bullied by a teacher. Would you believe? And an adult teacher bullying an adult student. So um,
Does happen.
uh, I kind of um, I was probably a little bit stupid in doing so, but I left because I couldn't stand the stress of
Right.
it. And
So, when was that?
that was about 20, must have been about 2015, 2016, something like that.
Oh, so quite recent then.
Yeah. Um, I liked it. I liked it because I did charcoal drawing uh, basically, but there was other mediums as well. I can't really figure out what they were, but mostly my medium was charcoal. So, oh, that's right. Yeah, I mean, I was a bit of a film major as well at this Polytech. So we were doing little miniatures out of polystyrene as well for what was going to be a film, right? But it didn't turn out to be anything.
Right. As
um, uh,
they do.
it was strange because this Maori guy came in and he was full of ideas doing this Maori. He wanted to do this Maori film, so he talked to the big honcho guy who was running Welltech at the time, and said, "Look, can your students kind of make a world for us, right, and a script for us?" So he did so, but again, we did all this work, and nothing came of it. Nothing came of it. It was like bureaucratic Maori indigenous crap, really. Um,
Right.
so a couple of my friends wrote this huge letter to the heads of what we were doing for this guy to get out of it. So because we didn't want anything to do with it because it was just a farce. So it was taking up too much of the filmmaking side of what we were getting taught. So, um, so luckily I got out of that. So, um, and went back to normal. So, uh, yeah, I should have actually stuck around and got the degree, but I wasn't going to get bullied in time, So
Yeah, no. Got to stick to your guns, mate.
yeah, so I've kind of been drawing. Well, it's really got to thank Scythe really for getting me back into now drawing, right? Because his work is just so so good.
Yeah, he is good, isn't he?
Yeah.
Prick.
Yeah. But you're good too, right? So, and I'm only really getting into it, back into it. You see, so um, I'm nowhere near your skill or size skill, nowhere near that. So, um, but if I do it enough, either on the show or you know myself, right? I mean, uh, I'll just I'll get better at it. So,
Yeah, it's definitely one of them things. You just need to keep plugging away at it, because it doesn't just come overnight. Um, and then you have your off days as well. I mean, I'm having an off day today, because I started the first one, and I was like, no, I don't like that, so I'm going to do this one.
right,
And then
yeah,
I started that one, and I didn't like that, so then I thought I'd go back to the good old favourite, which is to just draw a figure and then decide who it's going to be after you've started it. Um,
yeah. I've got really pictures in my mind, but it never turns out like that, does it?
well, yeah, it does.
um, like the getting back to the charcoal drawing for Mr. Freeze the first time, I thought, well, that's going to be cool. It turned out crap. But funny though, it's hysterically funny. But
No, you just got to keep at it.
um, how did you get into drawing? Just, I mean, what made you start?
Um, I think who's in the chat before I start saying something nice about someone.
Jonathan Redmond, Cat, and TJC.
Right, I can talk about it. I know we can watch this back, but
Gerard
um,
was. Gerard is, I think, probably watching. Gerard Kane. So, yeah.
um, when I was a kid, well, you probably know that I spent a lot of time with Tez growing up. Well,
Right,
not growing up, getting older, we'll say.
right,
Um, and Tez was always really, really good at drawing.
right.
Um, so I always used to pick up pencils and stuff like that when I was around at his house or whatever. Um, and then it's just something that always took my fancy when I was messing about as a kid. Um, and then I started getting into comics.
Yeah, right, yeah. Good
Uh,
old
and then
comics.
from and then from comics it went into I just started getting into influenced by a lot of different artists and stuff. Um, back in the day, it was like Barry Windsor Smith, um, Neil Adams, Norm Brayfogle,
Oh, yeah,
Greg Capullo to an extent when he was working on X Force, Jim Lee, obviously. And I
yeah,
just started thinking, right, well, if they can do it, I can. And then in the 90s, Joe Madureira took over on X Men, and then J. Scott Campbell came along, and it was just all these amazing artists, and they just made me want to pick up a pencil again and start drawing, and I drew every day, and
Jim
then
Lee's
stopped.
incredible, right?
You what? Sorry.
Jim Lee's incredible, right? I've seen some Jim Lee stuff.
Um, he is, but there's, I mean, I think I've kind of grown up from his style a bit.
Right, yeah.
Who do I like at the moment? There's a guy called Dan Morra at the moment, and he's like a machine. He is constantly kicking stuff out. He was working on about 4 different titles at the same time and still hitting his targets and his deadlines. Um, I love his stuff.
Amazing how
Uh,
they. It's amazing how they actually hit their targets and they're actually doing about 4
yeah,
books. Crazy. Um,
definitely.
I suppose it's time management for them. So it's like
It's determination and discipline as well because
yeah,
you know
yeah,
it's like if I weren't doing this stream with you now and I was just sitting here having a draw, I'd
yeah,
probably be knocking something out that I'd be dead proud of. But as soon as um, the pressure of having to perform, so to speak, comes
yeah,
on,
yeah. I'm with you, mate. I'm with you on that.
um, it's like my brain just goes, "Ah, do you know what? Here's a recipe for pancakes that you've forgotten about." Um, and I just
I'm
start,
yeah. I seriously agree with you 100%. It's um, you know, I'm always nervous because I'm always
I mean,
uh,
it's one of them where I can always knock something out, but if it's something that I want to be really proud of, then I have to be in a completely pressureless environment. Um,
you're going to be in a comfortable space, right? So
yeah,
without any pressure or any camera looking at you or anybody looking at you, which is
G Unit's
understandable.
here.
Huh?
G Unit's here.
Oh, gee. Hey, mate. How are you? Um, how's it going, mate? Just actually talking to Chris here. See, look, took your advice. You probably can't see it. Did that lines thing vertically and horizontally. Probably can't see anything in my work, but this is getting there. Oh, hey, g'day, Blue. Blue Sasquatch is here. G'day, mate.
Cool.
So,
Um, so yeah, I suppose I've always drawn, but I've always drawn for my own enjoyment more than anything.
yeah.
Um, on paper was my mum was a secretary, so
All right, right.
she can't get in trouble now because she passed away 9 years ago. But um, she used to pinch reams and reams of copy of paper from work for me,
Oh, cool. Yeah,
um, and like Christmas and birthdays and stuff, as well as the usual, action figures, which is what
yeah.
obviously brought me online with you lot. Um, I used to get pens, pencils, crayons, paints, you name it, arty for arty wise, and I'd get some. Um, it's not as impressive as size thing where he broke both his legs and he spent time in hospital, and that's when he sort
Yeah.
of first realised he had an interest in drawing or anything like that. Um, but yeah, it's just something. But yeah, Tez was a big influence, believe it or not. I'd never tell him to his face because he was always. I mean, he went to art college and everything,
Right.
um, and he was always saying like the one thing about Tez, which kind of makes it evil that I'm always taking the mick out of him. Um, he'd never give you bad feedback. He was always very complimentary about anything you tried doing.
Oh, that's good. That's good though, right? I mean, it's good when friends do that, right? They uplift the energies that you know, or your artwork
Yeah,
or whatever you do,
I mean, because
right?
he's a good few years older than me as well. So I always thought I was just the annoying kid that was hanging around and stuff. But he always had time for me and that, so it was good. And he taught me quite a bit. But my nana was a gifted painter. Um, So she used to teach me the odd bit, colours and form and stuff like that. And I just started picking it up. But the thing for me was, um, I've never really been able to devote as much time to it as I'd like to make something of it. You know, like Si gets paid for his artwork.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Surprisingly enough, I wouldn't mind actually. You know, gonna say this making money off it, but the thing is that I'm not at that skill level at all for doing that. So
Well, I've
uh,
I've I've had my brushes with fame, so to speak. My brother was big into Games Workshop,
oh, okay, cool.
and he was
Yeah,
forever telling me that back in the late '90s they had a studio in their head office for
yeah.
artists, um, and you could join as a trainee and all this kind of stuff. But it was really bad money, and it involved moving to Nottingham, so I never took the plunge.
Oh, yeah.
Um, Hang on, Blue Sasquatch has just said his name is Simon and he likes to do drawings. Do you reckon that's our Si under a pseudonym?
Yeah. So you're not Blue Sasquatch, are you?
Like Moriarty or something.
Oh, by the way,
Um,
I'm actually watching Sherlock Holmes. I've been at the Cumberbatch one, so
really? Oh,
uh,
the Stephen Moffat thing. Never bothered with that.
yeah, very good, very good. So you know, but getting back to what you were saying,
Yeah, so they were offering a salary of £7,500 a year back in the late '90s, which still wasn't enough to live on.
right,
Um,
right.
so I didn't take it. I sent a few submissions off to places like Marvel UK.
Oh, really?
Um,
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's really good. That's really
did a
interesting.
did a 2000 AD one once. Um, but never really got anywhere with it. I had an agent for a time, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
Met him at he was an ex-editor in chief at Marvel UK, and he was doing comic-related artwork things at local libraries and that. And I went down to one of them, and I met him there. And he asked me to send him some stuff, so I did. We were talking about it, and then I just never followed up on it because I'm a lazy shite. But again, if you
Join the
make me
club.
do it,
Join the
if you
club.
make me do it, I probably would never do it.
Yeah. It's I bet it's stressful though, right? To some people, right? So um, it'd be stressful for me, I think. Uh, even training really was a little bit stressful. So
Yeah.
um, doing that. So um, I
So
mean,
what
I've
is it you
trained.
do? And I know what's your trade. I know
I
you do
trade
The Hobbit.
cleaner. I'm a cleaner by trade. So um, that's what I've been doing for well, I mean, all my kind of life really is cleaning. Um, I finally got sick of it because it was really going nowhere, and I was getting paid like nothing at all, absolutely crap money. So um, uh, at the moment, Chris, I'm being paid by the government, which is a crap money.
Yeah, but
um,
yeah, you said last time we were on you were currently
um,
between professions.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of trying to get my say this on stream, live on stream. I'm kind of getting my, I want to get my motivation back. That's the big key for me, is motivation
Yeah.
back. So um, at the moment, it's sorely lacking. Um, but I'm getting there. I mean, I've got a great opportunity now to go and audition for, uh, you know, audition for parts like Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, not Lord of the Rings movies, but the addendum appendix movies coming out. So I'm looking forward to that. Getting back into the swing of things in the acting kind of business, right?
Do it.
So, um,
I
uh,
tried getting an equity card once.
yeah, all right.
Well, I said tried. I didn't get very far just because I lost interest.
I mean, yeah, I think we've
I
got
don't
the
think
same
I'd.
thing.
Well,
So,
with me, I'm actually in the process of getting diagnosed with ADHD.
yeah, all right.
Yeah, um,
Um,
which explains a lot.
okay.
Just seen that TJC was saying he sent a picture of Grimlock into the Marvel UK Transformers comic, but it didn't get published. Terry, don't worry, I had several that didn't get published.
You see, I mean, I would like to do that, but yeah, it's to have that skill to do panels upon panels upon panels. Right. So I would probably have the uh, uh, I would probably go for the storytelling. Right. So
The I did
um,
media at A
so
level, and that's when I started learning more and more about comics as an industry. And it's all about your ability to tell a story from
yeah,
panel to
yeah,
panel.
yeah,
And it was a weird thing because in the 90s everything was about splash pages and pockets, um, and then like this resurgence came around in the 2000s where it was all about the ability to tell a story. Um, so that's what I was concentrating on at the time. The difference between 6 panels, 9 panels,
yeah,
flow from image to image, not to crowd it too much, different camera angles, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Um, and I think that's what was letting me down when I went to 2000 AD. I mean, John O said in the chat a minute ago the pay was brutal. Um, the
Mm.
pay's pretty much brutal for everything. The only if you break America, you can get up to $250 a page, and if you're doing 224 pages a book per month, then you can make kind of a decent living out of it. Um, once you've paid all the taxes and stuff for a change of currency and what have you. And that was just a page rate for Batman Black and White way back in the day.
That's how Black Suit Spider-Man came about. Oh, he's talking to Terry. I'm sorry, Jonathan's talking to Terry. Must have doing their own conversation. But I mean, yeah, I would go for the kind of the storyline, writing the storyline, while other people will be doing the art, or the panels.
Mm.
Um, uh, as you know, I mean, as I've trained to be a filmmaker twice, so I think I've probably got a bit of a good head for storytelling. Um,
Well, you'd like to think so. And if you haven't, then
yeah,
there's an issue.
yeah, that's right. Um, uh, but yeah, yeah, I'll see how my future's not set in that though. But I just got to get motivated, Chris, in anything I do at the moment. So um, I've got to make a few decisions, people. A few decisions on. I don't want to stay on this unemployment benefit for for either. Um, yeah, you might see me or hear me in the headline saying P.G.M is now a male prostitute.
No, they'd ship you over here.
Eh?
That's what I do. I do for a living. Um, I work with the unemployed.
Is that stressful?
No, well, can be. Um, but it's the team of people I work with that make it stressful.
Oh yeah. Say no more, right?
Yeah, I can't just in case they're watching.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's strange not having Sky here, I suppose. Tonight. So, probably went to sleep after the quiz when I was in the chat.
well, I've not done too bad. I'm just knocking out a cheeky little Conan inspired piece. It's not great, but it's something.
Okay. Um, Chris, can you see what uh, I've done, or is it just too still light?
No, you can see his lenses, and you can
Oh,
see the outline of his head.
right. It's slowly getting darker. But what have you got there?
Nice little Conan.
Conan the Barbarian.
I don't know whether you can see that.
Yep. Do you collect Motu stuff?
No, used to. I had a massive collection when I was a kid.
Is it
Um,
just DC now or not or was?
um, do you know what? I'm having a bit of an epiphany at the moment because I'm clearing out loads of stuff, and I think the main thing that's only actually getting me excited for collecting stuff at the moment is the Usagi Yojimbo stuff that NECA are kicking out. The
Right.
rest of it's all a bit meh. Apart from that Forever Wave, which I don't think I'm going to be able to get hold of.
Nika does a good job with their figures, right? So and their
Oh, these
properties.
NECA, these Usagis are something else. They really are.
So I'm always interested in their movie lines with Nika.
Yeah,
So, um,
yeah. My son collects the Predators.
oh
He's got
yeah,
a few of them.
yeah. Those are great. I think my my opinion, my opinion. I think they suggest I actually make another Dutch and
Yeah,
team for Nika.
yeah,
Um,
definitely.
because they've made like you said they've made a lot of predators, right? So why not make another series of Dutch and his team, and then make a Danny Glover with Predator 2.
Mm.
Just saying. So um, yeah, they've got the license. I mean, I
I
think
think
that
it's the likeness rights that
yeah,
they've got to go with.
which is a shame. Um, I mean, I see Sylvester Stallone's got. I think he probably gave his license away because there's so many Stallone action figures out there at the moment. So,
Yeah, there's loads of Rambos, isn't there?
yeah, Um, so you didn't? Did you say you knew Tez not as a kid, but just as
Yeah, as a
uh,
kid. Um,
school?
basically,
School?
no. My dad and his dad worked together, and they were best
Ah, okay.
mates.
Right.
And then my mum and his mum became best mates to
Right.
the point where I call her Auntie Barbara. Um, so we've always grown up. We've just grown up together, even though they lived about an hour away. Um, which is why it's so surprising that I've got everyone thinking he's a rent boy, because he's practically family. Um, but you know what? When he asked me to, when he first started on the internet all them years ago,
Mm.
at the beginning of lockdown, he said, "Take the piss out of me and tell some strange stories." I don't think he realised just how much I'd take the piss out of him. He should have done, because he knows exactly what I'm like.
But it's such a when you do it, it's such a, when you comment on that with Luke as well. It's just like I'm sorry to say this, I'm laughing hysterically at the comment. This is, you know, because I think you or either someone else or Jonathan must have said something about Grange Hill to Luke.
It was me.
And I was, oh yeah, and then I started doing it. So
Um,
no,
it was an old thing ages ago. He um, he turned up on a stream wearing an Adidas tracksuit, and I think it was Jono. This we're going back a while now, and I think it was Jono went. He looks like Mr. Baxter from Grange Hill, and it just kind of ran from there. Um, and we've never really let him forget it.
I got to admit, Luke, if you're watching this on the replay, you didn't like me actually saying a couple of jokes about Grange Hill.
Oh, he don't bother. He's a good lad, is that Luke? He's a good egg.
I'm going. Well, we got Grange Hill here too, yeah, Luke. Yeah, so because it was a British show, so we got everything British over here. So, um, but what I'm trying to get at here, right? You probably can't see it, but what I'm trying to get at here is right. I've only got his spectacles showing, a little bit of his nose,
Mm-hmm.
right? So, I was probably just started. So what I want to do, ideally, is to keep on doing where I'm going with this, but just see his eyes shine, right? Like he's in a cloud uh in his little glass thing.
You see, if I was doing that, I'll show you in a minute. Actually, let me just kind of get the rest of his boot in here.
Yeah.
Not that anyone can see what I'm actually doing because of the camera. See if that's any better. No, fuck that up.
It's not my fault. He's a ringer for Mr. Baxter.
Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I've got a face swap app on my phone, and I was messing about with it loads. And I actually face swapped him with the actor that played Mr. Baxter, and it didn't even change. And I was in stitches. I sent it to him, and went, it's not even changed. He was like, oh, fuck off. Right, so if I was doing what you're doing now,
Yeah.
what I'd do, if you have a look at the paper, so I can kind of see where you're going, but I'm left-handed, so I'd do it the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll put kind of the face shape in there. Can you see that okay? Or is it not dark enough yet?
I'm just gonna.
It's not quite dark enough because I'm not pressing hard enough. Right, I'll show. What I'll do is I'll sketch it out what I'd do,
Yeah.
and then I'll go over it in pen just so you can see. Because it gives you an idea of what you're doing. Okay, right. So bearing in mind that's just taken me a minute to do, so it's not going to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But what you'd do is you'd start like you did with G Unit said. You'd put your cross in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you come down here like that, and then you put another one round, and then you can start. And you'd be doing all this with the pencil, so you'd start
Mm-hmm.
putting the rest of the facial features in. So you've got his chin there, and you can start blocking out an ear, maybe the back of his
Yeah.
neck. Start putting the nose in, even if it's just so you know where it is. So there, your top lip line would be. Yeah.
Yep.
Can you see that okay, or is
Yeah. Yeah. I
my
can.
angle
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
getting in the
Yeah.
way? And
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
you'd kind of put the goggles in around it.
Yeah. Oh, bloody hell! It looks really good. This is really.
So that you see where you're going with it. Because don't
Yeah.
forget, when you're working in pencil, you can rub it out. I mean, obviously, I can't rub that pen out.
Yeah.
And then you
Bloody
can
hell,
just
Chris.
play around with.
So I can see what you. Yeah. What you're getting at. Yeah.
And then when you're doing the red, you can leave your shiny bits out for the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then what you'd do when you've got the proportions of your face is you'd then go in, figure out where the front. They always have like a temperature regulator on the
Mm.
collar of what he's doing, and then you could go in.
Oh wow. Look at that.
And
Yeah.
put the dome on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Yeah.
And then start messing about. If you are working with pencil, I suggest you have a look at some of these, right? I picked these up on a whim. Just wait for the stream to catch up.
Yeah.
There we go. I'm watching what's going on the screen on the telly. You see, it's just a stump of paper, and you use it for doing pencil rubbings. So um, it's really, really good for shading. I think Si uses a putty rubber, but that's because
Yeah,
Josh he likes
he told
putty
me to
rubbers.
get one, but they're really expensive.
Well, I got three of these paper stumps, and they were about £3.
Oh wow, that's it.
And it blends the graphite perfectly. Harder you rub, the more blend you get. And then what you can do, if you wanted to put a shine on it, is you take your rubber in and you can rub it off.
That's really good. That's really really good. um,
So that's what you do with that. But yeah, don't feel bad for. I mean, like, so that's the first thing I started doing tonight, which I wasn't happy with. So I turned it over and started doing that, which I wasn't happy with. So then I turned that. Oh, that's a night crawler I've done. Um, so it was on the back of this one. So then I started doing that,
yeah,
and I wasn't happy with it. So I turned it over and I just did that, just knocked that out instead. It's about just keep plugging away until you hit on something. And this is what I do. Just play around until I hit on something that I kind of like, and then just run with it.
well, yeah. I mean, um, I'll get this going a lot more, and I'll keep you updated on what I'm doing. But that's good drawing advice, Chris. Yeah. Um,
Yeah, everyone just expects a few dick jokes off me. They don't realise that every now and again I've got something decent to say. So it usually
yeah.
goes it usually goes by the wayside because they're going, "Oh, Chris is telling another dick joke."
Yeah. You've heard me, right? I joke around. um, um, well, how about we call it there, Chris? I don't think.
Yeah, yeah. Then I can get some sleep before work.
I don't think Si is going to make it. That's all right.
No,
Um,
but yeah, well,
uh,
to be continued part 3. I'll keep that
yeah,
going
part
on.
three.
I say I'll keep
Um,
that going on until then. You know full well next time I come on, I'm gonna have it fully coloured and everything.
thanks, Chris, mate.
No, pleasure
Getting
as
to know
always.
you, a lot more, which is really good. So, um, yeah. So, it, and thanks, chat. Thanks for popping in. Um, God knows what time it is in Ireland over there, Jonathan. And
Same time for us, I think.
okay, right. So we're gonna call it there. And yes, this
I've
stream is.
just seen a quote there. Yeah, Terry, Luke really does look like Mr. Baxter. He is. He's this spitting image of him. Yeah. So give it a couple of weeks,
Yeah,
and we'll get another one set up.
yeah. I
And
mean,
what we can do, right? How's about
I just
this?
got, I just got
I'll
to
do
do
a
this.
lesson.
I just got to do this, Chris. Wow, 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 wow. Sorry, it's
Do you want me to do a lesson next time I come on?
yeah. That'd be great. Yeah,
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah,
Much like that. What I can do is I can actually plan something out, um, and um, show you how I do it, and
right.
then
Yeah,
you've got an idea of how I do it. I mean, it may not work for you, like it works for me, um, but you never know. I
no,
might
that'd
not
be
be a bad
bloody good
idea.
actually. It'd be a really, really good, good. And
Well, thank you.
uh, Yeah, yeah. The stream could well be kind of like a listen, you know.
Yeah.
You, you can do a listen, so I can do a listen, and I can just listen. um, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna. I'm not gonna do a listen. Come on, let's face it. I'm only learning. But no, that's good. I like that. I like that idea immensely. So because I'm
Yeah.
willing to learn anything I can, you know. So any anything you can give me, it'd be brilliant. I'll be a sponge.
No. Right. Cool. Well, we'll sort it out then.
Um, but yeah, thanks again, Chris. Chris Smith Lord. Um, everybody knows you in the community. Um,
By now they do. Yeah.
Thanks, Jonathan, TJC, and
Cat.
Jerry King,
Gerard. Blue
Gerard,
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. Thank you for joining us with this art with Chris Smith Lord and Sire who didn't turn up. By the way, Shabby, when you see this replay, uh, you left the group and you didn't tell me. But anyway, I'm just kidding. Um, anyway, cheers, guys.
All right. Magic.
Um,
See you later.
yeah. So yeah.